Hey, how's it going? Having another look at Twitter. This is an X review. This is number 13, something like that, number 12. We're getting up there. It's been a little bit. How you doing? I think I'll put this up on all channels. So that should be good. I was a little tentative about I don't use much Instagram, and I was a little tentative about what to put on Instagram, how spicy I can make things on Instagram. And I followed a guy, I don't remember his name, some guy in Wyoming, I think, today. And yeah, he had a lot of spicy stuff on his Instagram story. So I looked at that. I thought, hey, maybe I could do some of this. So maybe you'll see me more active over there. I wanted to have a look at this chart. These are just my bookmarks. This is what's interesting to me. This is what catches my eye. Home sellers now outnumber buyers by more than 500,000. Look at that gap. Oh my goodness, what a gap forming. Estimated number of U.S. home buyers and sellers actively in the housing market. So this has really opened up since June 23. June 23, things started to open up. There started to be a discrepancy. And, well, this is interesting. The boomers are, if you look at how the housing markets are working, I think the boomers are angling, each of them, all of them, angling for one last cash out through BlackRock. They're going to get their BlackRock money, and then they're going to go live in some condo association by the ocean or something, just drink pina coladas. That's my sense of what's going on. The prices where I live have just gone through the roof. So, but that's a lot of the country too. And also, I was thinking about this earlier today. I think the prices have normalized across the country. Like the same house, location isn't the thing so much anymore. Like the same house with the same features will be roughly the same in another state. So I think that any sort of discrepancies across the market in terms of location are really sort of minimized. And there's a lot of reasons for that. I think, first of all, a lot of the slick houses got bought up. But I also think that these firms, Zillow, Realtor, BlackRock, obviously, they have access to, and you can buy this data, right? But they have access to this data ahead of time. And so anywhere there's like some give in terms of a location, the location's great, but people haven't quite figured it out yet. I think these people have figured it out. So lots of buyers over sellers. What are the comments we have? Buyers can wait out sellers. Yeah, that's true. You can wait out the boomers. I mean, you could probably just sit in Bitcoin. This isn't financial advice, but you could probably sit in Bitcoin for 5 years and then buy some distressed house off of a boomer for a crazy good price. Eventually, the sellers will have no choice but to lower their prices to levels that will be reasonable for potential buyers. It will be a long waiting game, but they will crack just like all the previous sellers before them. Yeah, that's a lot of truth. The reason this keeps widening is because prices aren't going down. Well, and because inflation ran away. Like, for example, in Montana, you could buy a place with 30 acres on it for 500 grand. Now you're going to have a hard time finding that for under 1.2. It's just not going to happen. And that's largely because of inflation. So a lot of these prices have run away. And the locals can't afford it. I mean, there's no manufacturing in Montana. The only reason people make money in Montana is because they work in construction, they're carving up ranch land, or they work in healthcare, or they, some people work in education. It's not a big money maker, but it is compared to a lot of the jobs in Montana. So if someone says it's a 500,000 person stalemate. The sellers are trapped by their 3% golden handcuffs. Yeah, remember those rates under Trump? Trump won at top price and cannot afford to take the flat top. The buyers are trapped by 7% rates and cannot afford the monthly payment. Yeah, the monthly payment. What would that put a interest plus principal? What would that put a $500,000 house at? The entry to mid range house is $375. The entry to high range house is $575. So let's just go with 500. I mean, that's at 7%, it's 35. It's $35,000 that you're paying a year, right? So just a smidge under $3,000 a month, just on the interest. And then what you want to do for your principal. Is that right? Do I have this right? Oh my goodness. I can't believe that. And you look at the mortgages, you look at the rents too, the rents have gone up. Like people are just squatting, man. There's no movement. There's no movement in real estate. Real estate is totally dead. So, someone said something about Airbnbs. Airbnb folks selling their quote rentals. Tisk tisk. Okay. Well, let's knock that out of here. This one was Gavin Newsom. I couldn't believe this. I couldn't believe what I read here. That's a big text wall. I don't know about that. Gavin Newsom is skimming basically ambulance costs. He's over-reporting and then skimming the difference and kicking that to his friends. He should be in, if this is true, he should be locked up immediately. Don't let him out. Okay, having raised some beef myself. This one's an interesting one. FDA admits your, quote, ground beef might be cloned or 3D printed. This guy went to Kroger, Target, Walmart, Aldi, Whole Foods, and all of the grocery stores. Not a single pack of meat showed where it came from or how it was made. I believe Thomas Massey is trying to do something about this, trying to put country of origin labeling, or I forget what they call it, but he scanned the QR codes and the FDA's own site admits that it could be cloned or even 3D printed. No origin, no process, no truth. Are we still eating meat or experiments? Okay.
And it's going to take you to a website that the FDA...
Oh, did I screw up my audio on this? Bruh. Let's have a look here.
has put out there. And what it's going to say is, it could either be 3D printed, it could be a cloned animal. Let's just put it out there. If that's a problem, well, TikTok, you need to check the FDA website because...
Okay, so that's coming out of the Mac Mini speaker. I got to change that. Let's see if I can change that real quick. I don't know. Properties. Yeah, the audio. Yeah, I don't know. That's too bad. That's kind of frustrating. Usually I can just plug and play. So let's see what people are saying about this. That's because Congress has removed the Country of Origin Labeling Amendments Act of 2015. Massey's wanted to bring that back, specifically with this new deal Trump has made with importing Argentinian beef into the U.S. So Trump was on record just saying a couple of days ago, I think, hey, ranchers, you should be grateful to me because I put a 50% tariff on Brazil. That saved your asses. That's made things easier for you than you've had it in the last 20 years. And that's not what ranchers want. The ranchers want, they want the meatpacking cartel broken, and they want the slaughtering, the whole FDA nonsense with how you slaughter your critters. They want that done away with. I mean, there's huge backups. I think there's only 4 USDA. Is it FDA or is it USDA? I don't know. There's only 4 processing plants in all of New Hampshire, and then they could just be like a small butcher over there. And so you've got ranchers just waiting up to 2 years wait. I think we watched a video on that. This came out today. The FBI director, Kash Patel, has announced the takedown of a massive illegal gambling ring involving coordination between NBA players, coaches, and several mafia crime families. The mafia, like Goodfellas? The operation stretched across 11 states and spanned several years, resulting in more than 30 arrests. Whoa! Several years for 30 arrests, with officials warning that even more could follow as the investigation continues. Oh no! Oh my gosh, the Sicilian mafia has been taken down once again. These Republicans get in office and suddenly the Sicilian mafia is in big trouble. And, meanwhile, the real mafia, see, everybody's calling out for the Epstein files. That's pretty good. Oh man, is this some sport cheating? Oh, brother, there's a guy cheating in sports. Brother. Okay, shall we have a look at the old photo of Tom Hanks? Strange dude over there. Tom Hanks has a strange affect. I watched an interview of him with Jimmy Fallon or one of these people. I don't know. They're all the same to me. And he was very strange. He had all these canned stories to tell. Oh, wouldn't you believe? And I met Joe DiMaggio in New York City. It was just really strange. Like, man, is this guy actually not very talented? Was he just kind of fed layups because he did some stuff back in the day? Who knows? Couldn't miss. Hey, Castaway, can't miss with that one. Saving Private Ryan, can't miss with that one either. Okay. Nobody cares. Arrest Epstein clients. Arrest. Can I say that word on YouTube? Just the tip of the iceberg for another conspiracy theory of sports being rigged for profit. Yeah, you would think, right? Think about it. Like they make gambling on sports legal. You don't think some players are going to get embroiled in that? That's a new thing too. I don't think that should have passed. I don't think that should be a thing. Sports betting, and they just run the ads for it constantly. I don't know if you saw this. I saw this today that ESPN had a ticker for sports betting, and they silently took it down live during midair. So now this is interesting, but the damn audio. Can you live with the audio? I'll look. I'll just see.
Seems like we have a. So I kind of just don't see a lot of change between, the.
I don't know. The audio, I don't know. I screwed it. I'm sorry, guys. Well, Tucker Carlson snapped, but I think he was making a joke at a college student who mentioned his father's CIA ties. Leave my father out of it. I'm going to have to kick your ass, which I can, by the way, if you bring him up again, because he was a wonderful man. Whatever he did for a living. I really do hate that. Tucker Carlson, strange dude. Speaking of TPUSA, has a strange laugh as well. I won't imitate it. So someone says wasn't really a snap, seemed like a fairly respectful interaction. So he was just kidding around. I don't know, strange dude. He's like proud that he comes from a CIA family. Bro, I'm so bummed about this audio. Let me fix the audio. I'll just cut the video here and then I'll bring it back with the audio. All right, I got it going. I fixed it. This thing doesn't like me unplugging the headphones, so I dare not have done that. I should not have done that. This small rural town had one veterinarian, a 74-year-old veteran, who tried finding his replacement for 5 years. Wow. Where I lived in Montana, that was kind of a thing. The veterinarian there had been looking for a while. Even willing to give away his clinic, truck, and supplies if someone were to move to the town to take over. A young graduate took up the offer. Okay, let's have a look at this.
He was driving the vastness that is Faribault County.
Faribault County, is that in Nebraska?
I'm it, yeah.
The county's only veterinarian had recently upped the ante in a frustrating 5-year search for his replacement.
She's pregnant.
No, Faribault, that's got to be South Dakota, right?
Bogan, at 74, had become...
Now I have to know. Okay. Faribault County, Minnesota. Oh, what? Faribault County, Minnesota. It looked like South Dakota. Not far off from South Dakota. Minnesota, one of the most beautiful states. It's really unfortunate, the rural-urban divide there, because that is some beautiful country out there in Minnesota.
5-year search for his replacement.
She's pregnant.
Dr. Bogan, at 74, had become painfully aware of...
See that? He was working with a blind rancher. I don't know if you saw this. Blind rancher. Look at that guy.
At 74,
He's obviously got a rake and glasses on.
had become painfully aware of a nationwide shortage of rural vets.
Her lungs sound okay, huh?
In response, he'd announced he'd give away his clinic to a vet willing to move to Blue Earth.
Furniture.
A lot of people are not willing to move to Minnesota. Minnesota is kind of a liability. It's so cozy. I've driven through there a couple times. It's one of the most cozy places in the world. Same with Wisconsin. Although I know Wisconsin can get pretty dreary in the winters. Man, Wisconsin in the summer, one of the most impressive places I've ever been.
Yes.
Practice.
Yep.
The building.
Yes.
His pickup truck, and even Annie the office cat, free for the taking.
That's amazing.
And if Bill Rosano and other farmers were...
See, this had to happen in southwestern Minnesota, right? But this is what you get into if there's a mass migration. You get lovely stories like this.
stunned by the offer.
There's got to be somebody.
This would be happening, right? This would be happening in Connecticut. This would be happening in Florida. So, but mass migration takes this away. This is too bad.
Out there that's interested.
They were doubly surprised when our story about Dr. Bogan's offer was shared more than 8,000 times on Facebook.
This story spread far and wide. The message got to where it needed to go.
In September, 8 prospective vets rolled into Blue Earth to meet Dr. Bogan and tour the town. Among them, a new graduate, of the Iowa
8 people.
State University.
Still, right? So this was just a matter of reach. He just didn't have the reach. They put the reach out there and then 8 people showed up. That's how cooked this job market is, bro. 8 people.
Vet School.
Right? People are like, wait, but you were just complaining about mass migration. No, it works. The logic still susses out.
Just sitting in my apartment, scrolling through Facebook.
Sitting in his apartment, yeah, scrolling through Facebook. Bruh, that's the pits. That's the absolute pits.
I was like, that sounds like something I could do.
With his dog Barkley, Zach Adams drove 17 hours from his vet residency in North Carolina to meet with Dr. Bogan.
Yeah, anything to get away from all those people just consuming resources. We get out to rural Minnesota. Hey, maybe I got to move out there.
That's a lot of driving.
Who was taken by Zach's determination. A young man who grew up with animals on a hobby farm outside an Iowa town of 900 people.
Oh, okay, he's from Iowa, so.
Really happy when he said yes.
Something inside me was just like, yeah, this feels like where you're meant to be.
Plus,
I'm a diehard Vikings fan, so I've always wanted to live in Minnesota.
Oh, bro, Vikings, yeah, bro.
just last month,
Who's our good player this year?
Oh, Bill.
Dr. Bogan began introducing Dr.
Bogan, I like that. The Australians will like that name.
Adams
Morning.
to his farmers.
This is Zach Adams.
Nice to meet you.
The transition will take place over the next year or so,
Man, farming's a nice life. I miss this.
as Dr. Bogan shares his
I kind of want to get back to this.
experience
This knee is really big for some reason.
with the man
Would be a sign of an injury.
who will take his place
What the hell's going? Why has he got a mask on? It can't be that cold out.
after 49 years,
Checking to see if the knee is in the socket like it's supposed to be.
finally ensuring Faribault County won't be left without a vet.
To get somebody to come out and do on-site work would have been almost impossible because they would have been over an hour away.
We're just excited. The community's excited. I think most people know what house he bought.
Oh, yeah, you seem to like it. Yeah, good job.
Changes are
That Minnesota, most people,
coming.
that Minnesota accent.
High on Zach's list,
I like it. I like that accent.
computerizing the clinic's record keeping.
She has a personality, I guess.
But Annie will stay put.
I had a lawyer take a look at my contract. He called me. He's like, you know, you're
Why are you screwballs wearing masks? I can't even see your fucking face. I shouldn't cuss. It's for YouTube, right? Oops.
take a look at my contract. He called me. He's like,
Can't even see his face. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. I'm looking at a mannequin.
you know, you're getting a cat with this, right? I'm like, yeah, I did see that.
It's a big relief.
For one vet, a sunset. For the other, a
Man, boomers, total beneficiaries of just being like prosperous and just kind of out of the loop.
sunrise.
Everything happens for a reason.
Same
Millennials' brains been cooked, man.
truck soon.
I've had to fight it off, right? Don't do the millennial programming on me.
A new driver.
Here I am, and hopefully we can.
Nice. Well, that's kind of nice. When I lived in rural West Virginia, our doctor was a local boy from a poor family who was recruited out of high school, 4.0 GPA, to attend medical school on the town's dime. He'd come back for a 10-year contract. He's still there after 30 years. Man, that's cozy. Oh, I miss the country we had before all these strangers started showing up in the 90s, particularly in the 90s, right? Oh, I miss the country we had. I remember the early 90s of being a boy, and I remember, it was such a cozy place compared to now. Let's see here. This is sad. There's a huge shortage of veterinarians. I didn't know this until I moved to Florida. Big firms are, have you heard about this? Big firms are buying up individual veterinarian practices. That's what I had when I lived in Fort Myers. Looked for an individual practice when we moved to the Atlantic side. Found one that would accept new patients after an extended search. Yeah, and they just jack up the prices, right? These big firms are also buying up all the last of the dog food, all the animal food companies, the last producers, they bought them up, jacked up the prices. Sickos, absolute sickos. Time for a reboot of Northern Exposure. Wow, that's an old reference right there. It's like only old millennials and Gen Xers would know that one. Let's see here. This story sounds heartwarming until you realize, oh no, what do I need to realize? It exposes a harsh truth. Rural areas survive on luck and goodwill, not systems. No, they survive on trade. They survive on commerce. Okay, this person doesn't know what they're talking about. Luck and goodwill. Holy crap. How economically illiterate is that? More of this. The boomers that built lives in small towns now pass the baton. So many businesses out there. Just not going to be a millionaire, but you can be more than fine, both financially and spiritually. Community. Okay, thank you for that. All right. What's this? I really want to emphasize how disgustingly third world this is. Artards ride around on mopeds blocking traffic so they can take pennies on food app deliveries, an ever-present reality in Mexico, El Salvador, the Philippines. I don't know what I can say on YouTube, you know? This is, hey, you like this? Do you want to see more of this? Oh, brother. What a nightmare. Now they got you. We're so close to UBI. Did you notice? Have you seen this? The Uber drivers now, on their off time when they're not driving people, they can train on AI. They can draw doodles or whatever, show their face to the face camera on their phone, and maybe like cross their eyes or whatever they need to do. It trains the AI. We're so close to UBI. Like how, like driverless cars, right? It's going to replace all the Uber. And then what are these people going to do? Okay, this is taking place in a Freshco grocery in Brampton, Ontario. Never let anyone tell you it's offensive to say Merry Christmas ever. All right, you ready for this? I don't think I am. Bro, shh, this is a grocery store. Shh. Quiet, shh. How repugnant. Here, are they listening to Mozart? Is that Beethoven they're playing? Oh my golly. Like a musical journey. Hey, that music's a musical journey. Deep into the soul, the European soul, that music takes me. It's what America will turn to if the effort to reverse replacement immigration receives half measures. Can I put this on YouTube? I don't know. They get so grumpy on YouTube. I'll make sure it goes up on Rumble and BitChute too. I just got back from Canada. It really is just overwhelmed by Indians. Very sad, says someone. Yeah, that's sad. You poor Canucks. We should just take you in. Or we should, well, can I say that? It's too spicy. Remove illegals. Stop letting in, quote, refugees. For the love of G, close down the H-1B program. Yeah, the H-1B program, big trouble. Walmart, earlier this week, cut 2,100 H-1B jobs. It was all over the radio. Okay, what's this with the Colombian president here? This is kind of interesting. Holy shnikes, says MJ Truth Ultra. They are quite the engagement account, I'll tell you that. Must be making good money over there. President Trump reacted to the Colombian president's threat to, quote, get rid of him by immediately halting all payments and issuing a strong warning. He better watch it or we'll take very serious action against him in his country. He's a thug and a bad guy. He's a guy that makes a lot of drugs. And we, just as of today, stopped all payments going to Colombia. They make cocaine. They have cocaine factories.
But
wow.
Thank you so much.
Well, it would only make sense, you know, right? This like this sort of commie Marxist leftist president would be in with the guerrillas there making the cocaine.
The president of Colombia in a recent interview said that if you won't change, he thinks that people should get rid of you.
we're talking about.
Okay, if you won't change, he thinks people should get rid of you. That's the direct quote. So he wasn't saying that he would get rid of President Trump through some clandestine action.
Now, Colombia, the country, not the university.
Yes.
Go ahead. He said what?
He said that if you won't change, then perhaps you need to be gotten rid of. Do you view that as a threat?
Well, he's a thug and bad guy. He's a guy that is making a lot of drugs. We've just, as of today, stopped all payments going to Colombia, the country, Colombia.
That's good. That's welfare. They don't need welfare. They need to pick themselves up by the bootstraps. Every country. No more foreign welfare. What do they call it? Aid? It's not aid. It's just welfare. It's off. I pay for that. You probably pay for that too.
The school Colombia, no, we settled. We made a settlement with him. But no, he's a thug, and he's a bad guy, and he's hurt his country very badly. They're doing very poorly, Colombia. They make cocaine. They have cocaine factories.
And they ship like 2% of Nicaragua's population into America. I think 2% of Nicaragua's population got released into the interior of America during Biden's reign. What a nightmare, bro. Colombia is one of those, they always get rejected for green cards. They're like the number one green card application. Rejectee. They're just clamoring to get in, man. That's crazy. It's crazy what this country is going to. It's going to Iraq.
They make cocaine. They have cocaine factories. They grow all sorts of crap that's drugs, bad drugs coming into the United States.
Wouldn't it be crazy if Trump had strikes, missile strikes inside of Colombia, huh? He's already authorized, he's cleared the military to do airstrikes within Venezuelan Venezuelan land. They want the Venezuelan oil. Two thoughts at once, right?
Generally through Mexico. And he better watch it or we'll take very serious action against him and his country.
Yo.
His country is, what he has led his country into is a death trap.
Wow. Well, I don't know much about this. I'll have to look into that. That's interesting. Let's see if anybody has some cogent. They just say no foreign aid, no foreign aid. Everybody's sick of foreign aid. Why does every country get our money? Boom, I'm giving it a like. I agree with that. So a lot of people opposed to foreign aid. It really is a racket, you know. You and I work for what, right? Where does all that money go, right? The mouths of our children stolen out of, so that some kingpin in some third world country can get some disbursements that he's going to keep to himself. Then they'll just use to buy him and his family green cards to the West, right? What a joke. Well, it's been a good one. Today was October 23rd, 2025. Appreciate you being with me. I cussed one time. I don't know how that's going to do on YouTube, but I'm happy to be back on YouTube. I appreciate you guys hanging with me, giving me some of your time. I'll stitch together these two videos. Should be a funny moment. I got the audio figured all out, so it'll be cool. Maybe I'll get something to you real soon. All right. See ya.